You're 22. Tú atajando. Girl, I wanna handle you. Put my hands upon you, baby. You're 22.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video. This is a very exciting video because I'm gonna be giving you guys 10 tips on how to be more feminine. Women in today's society, we are not really, how can I say this? We are not really like trained to really rest in our femininity and be feminine. We see a lot of girls, you know, being independent. We have our own businesses, we have our own jobs, and we're like at a higher standard compared to women, you know, years from now. We have like more things established for ourselves, right? So we tend to kind of lose that femininity and those ways of thinking because we have so much that we can, you know, accomplish now and that we can have in today's society. And you know, it's something that's amazing. Like, I'm not taking away from that ever. You know, I have my own business, I do makeup, I do YouTube, and you know, I'm very proud of who I am as a woman. But at the same time, our society is kind of failing us because we've lost a lot of the things that we should be keeping as women, which is learning how to be feminine, learning how to be soft, learning how to still be a woman while still making our own money, while still having businesses, while doing other things, you know? So if you guys would like to learn how to be more feminine in your everyday life, just continue watching. All right, so the first tip on how to be more feminine is to stop swearing and cursing. So the reason why it's important to, you know, stop cursing is because cursing brings out a different side to a person. Like, when you curse or you swear, it doesn't give off the right vibe. So if you see a woman particularly cursing and, you know, cursing somebody out, saying, you know, the F-bomb, the B word, you know, stuff like that, it just doesn't give off that feminine vibe. First of all, if you are cursing, most likely it's because you're upset about something, or, you know, you're angry. But if you're cursing just, you know, because you hit your toe or something like that, you know, that's like regular. But cursing as in, like, you know, that's part of your everyday language. Cursing, like, it shouldn't be a part of your everyday language. My second tip is to be soft-spoken and slow to anger. This is like so essential. You want to be able to stay calm even when others are like literally acting crazy. Yeah, you just have to learn how to like kind of just let things go. Like, let it be how it is. You know, if the other person wants to act crazy and yell and do other stuff, like, don't entertain the other person. If you're in a relationship or in a partnership with a man, you know, men tend to get a little rowdy sometimes. You know, they're men, they might raise their voice, they might, you know, get a little higher in tone than us. Females, we have to learn how to like kind of like, you know, set the tone. Like, we don't want to argue back with them and be argumentative and yelling, and then, you know, at this point it's going to be two people yelling back and forth, and it's like, who is really like the balance with these two people? You get what I'm saying? So the female, us as females, we should be like that balance. Like, we should not be stepping to that level where we're getting louder than the guy. Like, because it's like, at this point, if I'm getting louder than my man, you know, I'm trying to show that I'm the man in the relationship. Like, I'm getting loud. It's two men in this relationship, basically. You know, so in order to be more feminine, you do have to start being like more soft-spoken, you know, slow to anger. You don't want to get angry super quick. We have to kind of just check our emotions and say, you know, this situation isn't worth me getting out of character and yelling, you know? My third tip is to dress like a lady. So you want to start dressing feminine. Start wearing nice little skirts, nice little dresses. You know, sometimes, you know, you might want to just dress up as if you're going to church one day, like when you're going to work. Like, dress up like in a nice little sundress or like something very flowy. How we dress is literally an expression of how we are and how we feel. So if you dress more feminine, that'll give you that extra boost to really show people like, oh, this girl is like, you know, she's a woman, like she's girly, she's a girl, and we should respect her and treat her as such. My fourth tip is to smile. Show those pearly teeth. Reason why I say to smile is because you won't be approachable if you're not smiling. You want to be smiling. You know, some days we're gonna have like our bad days, obviously, but you want to be smiling most of the time. Like, people are not gonna approach you or even find you welcoming if you're not smiling, you know? So you want to be able to, you know, just put on a little smile. Always look like you're welcoming. Like, feminine equals welcoming. If you're always like angry all the time, or if you always have like that resting face, you know, like you're just annoyed all the time, like no one's gonna want to be in your presence. No one's gonna want to feed off that energy. So being feminine is always about having that energy and bringing that energy into the room. So you always want to put on a smile. Put on that big smile, because frowning is just not it if you're trying to be feminine, okay? My fifth tip is to take care of yourself. Make sure that your hygiene is up to par, that your nails are done, that your hair is done. Just always try to stay on point, okay? Don't let anyone catch you slipping, all right? So make sure that your hair is always done. You know, if you can afford it, you know, get your nails done, or you could just put on like cute little press-on nails, which is what I have on right now. But you always want to make yourself look presentable at all times, because that is what makes you feminine, you know? You want to make sure that you're always smelling good, always. So you want to get your little Dove soaps, you want to get your little scented body washes. I recently started doing body scrubs, and you kind of scrub your body with it probably like once a week, not too much, but you scrub your body with it after you're done like washing your entire body. And the scrubs just smell so good. You can get different types of scrubs and just scrub your body, and this is kind of like self-care too, you know? My sixth tip is to take therapy. Just take therapy to better yourself and make yourself a better woman. You can literally follow all these tips, like literally all these tips in this video, and if you're not right within yourself mentally, then none of it is gonna work, because you're gonna resort back to your old ways. So you want to talk to a therapist. You want to get, you know, any of your negative thoughts or negative feelings from your past relationships, or whatever you dealt with men, whatever you dealt with people, you want to bring that to your therapist, okay? Talk about it to your therapist so that you could be able to process it and you could be able to live in your feminine energy, because you can't live in your feminine energy if you have all this stuff in your past that you just dislike about people, dislike about men. You hate men, you know, you just don't like, you don't care for relationships anymore. You know, you just have like a lot of built up anger in you. You can't really rest in your feminine energy if you have all that in you still. So I would definitely recommend therapy. My seventh tip is to trust people. I know we've had our fair share of heartbreak. I know we had our fair share of disappointment, but you cannot rest in your feminine energy if you just do not trust. You don't trust your partner, you don't trust friends, you don't trust people, you don't trust anybody. Like, you have to learn how to trust, okay? Show people that you appreciate them. Show people that you're thankful for them. Show your significant other that you're thankful for them, that you appreciate them, and that you trust them at the end of the day. If you're with somebody and you don't trust them, it's like, what's the point? What's the point of you being with them? Like, you just have to put your trust in that person and just know that they'll use their best judgment to make right decisions. Like, you can't be on somebody 24/7, because we don't have time for that. First of all, we got to do other things and we got to rest in our feminine energy, and we just don't have time. My eighth tip is just to be gentle and kind to others. I know that's kind of like my second tip, which is being soft-spoken, but that's more so like talking wise. But this tip is more so to like just be kind to other people. Like, offer help to others and do it from the bottom of your heart. Don't do it because you're going to be getting something later on in return. just do it from the bottom of your heart. And that is really what it's like to be feminine, you know? You want to always be giving. Like, even when you have like a family or children in the future, like, you're not going to look at your kids and be like, you know, I'm doing this because when I get older, I want you to take care of me. When I get older, I want you to give me your money, whatever. No, you're just doing it because you're doing it from the bottom of your heart, and that is your child that you brought into this world, and you want to just do right by your child, you know? You always want to try to just be kind to others, you know? Whether it's the homeless, whether it's children, whether it's the person that you're in a relationship with, whether it's friends, just be kind. You know, that is what God brought us on this earth to do anyway, to show love and to be kind to others. You know, Jesus, at the end of the day, he died on the cross for our sins. He didn't look back and say, you know what, I'm not gonna sacrifice my life. Forget this. Like, I need something in return. Like, I'm not sacrificing my life for all of mankind, for them to just sin for the rest of their lives. Like, no, but Jesus made that sacrifice. He gave his life at such a young age on this earth, just for our sins. And that is like a perfect example of how we were put on this earth just to show love, just to show kindness, you know? So just always be kind, okay? My 9th tip is to not be afraid to be vulnerable. By being vulnerable and sharing your most intimate side, others will treat you like the true goddess that you are. I saw that on the internet. By being vulnerable, it puts you in a position to have others respect you more, you know? Some of us women, we get so caught up of like trying to put like a shell over us. And once we get our first heartbreak or whatever we go through, like, we're just like, you know, I'm putting up this brick wall, and, you know, I'm not gonna let nobody take advantage of me anymore. Like, no, you're gonna have to work for me. You're gonna have to do X, Y, Z before I'm able to show the real me. And it's like, no, like, if you're a genuinely nice person, if you like to cook for someone, if you like to clean, if you like to, you know, get somebody gifts for their birthday, like, still continue to be that person. Like, you know, don't try to like let other people or what you went through in the past change who you are. So you want to always continue to be vulnerable. Don't try to like hold back and do all the extra stuff, because at the end of the day, it's not gonna work out good for you in the long run. The last tip is to play, laugh, and be spontaneous. So being feminine is very, very fun, because you can be able to be soft, you can be able to be your authentic self, and you can just let loose and be fun. Like, just be spontaneous. Like, just play around, be silly, like, laugh more, like, stop being so tough and serious. We are not meant to be tough and serious. Like, the guys are meant to be tough and serious. Like, we're supposed to be laughing, having fun, playing, living in our feminine divine. So definitely start laughing more and being more spontaneous, and just enjoy your life, ladies. Like, don't be all rough and tough all the time, because that is not your job at the end of the day. Now, a little end note just to end off this video. You need your feminine energy not only to feel good about yourself, but to inspire and motivate others around you, okay? You're here to be an inspiration. So that is why we promote femininity to women so much, because men, at the end of the day, especially Black men, we need that motivation and that inspiration from our Black women, you know? So we have to be an inspiration to them. We have to stick it out with them. We have to be their biggest cheerleader, because at the end of the day, they go through so much. So we have to really be an inspiration to them. So this may be the reason that, you know, if you're watching this video and you're single, this may be the reason that you're not getting the guy that you desire, because you're not resting in your femininity. You're not feminine enough, you know? You're probably wondering like, what is the disconnect here? But you need to kind of reapproach yourself and see how you're handling situations, see how you're putting out the energy towards your partner. And, you know, if you change things up a little bit and kind of follow these steps, I guarantee that you're going to see some type of change in your partner or some type of shift in your relationship. So, but this video is really just to show you guys and teach you certain ways on how to be more feminine, and kind of like see like, okay, am I doing these certain things, or is this something that I need to adjust in order to be like more feminine and attract the guy that I want in my life? So that's really what this video is for. I could go on and on and on for days, but I'm not going to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you guys use these tips and tricks on being feminine, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
Put my hands upon you, baby. You're 22. Tú at the handle.